Premium Gold Infinite Gold was released on March 18th, 2016. While providing numerous reprints for highly sought-after competitive cards, this set also contained Beatrice, Lady of the Eternal, a card that would transform Burning Abyss and Phantom Knight decks alike. Those decks, alongside Monarch variants, Cosmo variants, as well as Pendulum variants, would continue to evolve and vie for the top spot in this current metagame. In this series, both MBT and myself will be traversing the sands of Yu-Gi-Oh's history. Each episode will take a deep dive into Yu-Gi-Oh's past formats and unlock new strategies as new sets become available. Strap yourselves in because anything is possible. Welcome to the history of Yu-Gi-Oh! Thank you to Marvel Snap for sponsoring today's video. In case you missed my previous videos, Marvel Snap has taken the digital card game scene by storm. Created by Ben Brode's new company, Second Dinner, Marvel Snap gives you that cardboard fix without having to commit copious amounts of time to fit in a match. Games are super quick since each game only has 6 turns and both players play cards simultaneously to one of 3 locations, and whoever controls at least 2 locations at the end of the game wins. Marvel Snap is incredibly free to play friendly as you have to play to earn cards, and they just released their new battle mode, so now you can even play against your friends. Marvel Snap is free both on Steam and on the App Store, not to mention your data carries over to both, so use my link below to download the game now and try out the new battle mode.
After months of preamble, I'm so happy we've made it here. April of 2016 is one of my all-time favorite formats. Despite the fact that it is radically changed by a couple of set releases later in its lifespan, it's good almost the entire way through, and it's defined by 4 metagame pillars: Monarch decks, Pendulum decks, Cosmo decks, and Burning Abyss decks. The list you see in front of you is the ultimate culmination of Burning Abyss's integration with Phantom Knights, BAPK, or as it was colloquially known, PK Fire. This deck is immense. It does absolutely everything, and the glue that holds it together is the new release, Beatrice, Lady of the Eternal. By spending any 2 level 3 monsters to go into Dante, Traveler of the Burning Abyss, and then any Burning Abyss to go into Beatrice, you are left with a deck that not only has the capacity to toolbox through powerful trap cards and interrupt your opponent's plays, also to access an unbelievable amount of extension, leading to unbelievably high damage swing. All this deck really needed was an inch, and it would take a mile. This is one of my all-time favorite decks to pilot, and there is no shortage of variation among Burning Abyss lists. During this time, in order to hedge against a bad Cosmo matchup, many Burning Abyss pilots were foregoing the Phantom Knight monsters, instead playing a suite of Kaijus and interrupted Kaiju Slumber, which you could send off Beatrice, Lady of the Eternal to tribute over a Dark Destroyer. Additionally, some individuals were playing the Monarch cards. The non-targeting Erebus makes quick work of Dark Destroyers and also helps you to tribute enough monsters to get over opponents' Monarchs in matchups where you desperately need to out a domain lock. But the most consistent and popular Burning Abyss lists were this: PK Fire. It's not playing too many Burning Abysses, enough that you want to see one in your opening hand, alongside a card that represents a Dante on its own, something like a Speedroid Terror Top or a Tour Guide from the Underworld. Once you're off to the races, you can probably get into a position where you're making a Beatrice turn 1 and backing it up with cards like the Phantom Knight's Fogblade and Solemn Strike. From there, on turn 3, you aim to make a couple of Dantes and get in for a lethal push off the back of a Skarm searching a Tour Guide after the activation of the Beatrice on your opponent's turn. This setup was so consistent and so aggressive that this deck had a huge showing throughout the format and at the NAWCQ of that year, despite the fact that it had multiple matchups that on paper seemed absolutely unwinnable. Realistically, how is this deck meant to out a domain lock? How do you get over a Dark Destroyer? I don't want to belabor the point any further. Let's get into the card by card. We're playing one copy of Barbar. This is an immensely powerful card which had the ability to close out game states. Frequently you would get a huge aggro push in, doing upwards of 5,000 damage, and then stall. An opponent wouldn't be able to out all of your board, attacking every turn with something like a Dark Destroyer, but you wouldn't be able to get in. By looping Barbar and Seer, you would be able to do a ton of damage over the course of multiple turns before getting in for a truly lethal push with number 47 Nightmare Shark. Cowcab bounces back row, Seer and Dante, of course, need no introduction. Farfa is removal, Graph, Malbranch of the Burning Abyss is extension, Maxi is broken, and Skarm is is a search. We're also playing 1 copy of Speedroid Takatomborg and 3 Terror Top. Can you imagine a time when this card was available at 3? 2 copies of Ancient Cloak, 2 copies of Ragged Gloves, and 3 Silent Boots, the one you want to see the most frequently, and 1 Tour Guide from the Underworld. We're also playing 2 Allure of Darkness, a Dark Hole of Foolish Burial, a Raigeki, triple Twin Twister, triple Phantom Knights of Fogblade, 3 Solemn Strikes, and a Solemn Warning. In the side, we're playing Flying Sea to beat back opposing Burning Abyss players. Enemy controller for the same reason. Overlay a Beatrice on top of your opponent's Dante. 3 System Down for Cosmo. 3 Crush Card Virus. This card is fantastic at breaking exactly domain locks. And 3 Mask of Restrict, for similar reasons. In the extra, we have Purple Dante, Virgil Rockstar the Burning Abyss, 2 Beatrice, 3 Dante, 1 Gaia Dragon the Thunder Charger, 2 Leviathan the Sea Dragon, 1 Nightmare Shark, a 4 in Master Key Beetle, which you can make off of the effect of the Phantom Knights of Breaksword, and if you get 2 3s on your side of the field, number F0 Utopic Future. So with that, here's Alex.
Well, this went so well for us last time that I decided we would give Monarch another try. Now, for those of you who might be familiar with Domain Monarch, yes, I would say last episode is probably representative of how Monarch games can typically go. However, Extra Deck Monarch is a completely different beast, and I'm very happy we get to show this off because I think this deck is fucking sick. Like, if there is like a Monarch deck out there, this has to be it because this has got to be one of the coolest innovations anyone has ever made. So what's nice about Extra Deck Monarch is that it isn't so reliant on just locking your opponent out of the game. You have so many different axes that you can pivot on because you actually have an Extra Deck, which gives you an entire toolbox of additional cards to be able to use depending on the different circumstances, in addition to everything that Monarch already does really well. It's good at churning out giant guys, it's good at dealing a lot of damage, it has a lot of draw power, and it has like a decent amount of consistency, but the problem is if you get the combinations of the wrong cards, that's where you get screwed. And so this actually opens the possibilities for what Monarch is able to do, and I really hope we get to show that off in this episode because I'm worried that it's going to look like last episode, which would be fitting, but at the same time, this deck is a completely different behemoth compared to what we were dealing with last time, and there are so many cool fucking things we can do. Let's do the card by card. So just like Domain Monarch, we're only on 2 Edia and 2 Eidos. Domain plays 3 because you're basically not caring about these whatsoever. We need to find deck space somewhere, but having just 2 and 2 is enough just to make sure you get through your cycling, get your tribute summons, get your recursion with Edia. That's perfectly fine. We're on triple Aether, double Erebus. That's good too because like Erebus is fine. Aether is like by far and away the better card. Erebus is still good, don't get me wrong, but Aether's ability to be used on your opponent's turn is like one of your main sources of interruption. Erebus being able to spin stuff back is very powerful because it's very hard to interact with it, but Aether is just better and you want to have 3 of this. We have a Ghost Ogre in here because we have E-Telly for our Super Quantum Blue layer, but we just have this here because A, it's removable, but B, this gives us a level 3 tuner to actually give us some different plays because we could go into like a Psyframe Lord Omega or even a Scarlight Red Dragon Archfiend, which would be pretty sick, but also it's just another monster we can get on the field with E-Telly, right? So that way it just makes this card not as dead if we were only playing the 1 blue layer. We're on 2 copies of Kuraz as well. This is your main disruptor with something like Aether. Obviously Stormforce, tribute over your opponent's monster with Aether is good, but Kuraz can also pop things as well. It's tough because sometimes you don't want to give your opponent cards, but this can actually be very detrimental if timed exactly right. And you can also pop your own stuff with it as well. Like popping your own return is important in this deck, so that way you break out of extra deck lock, because one of the biggest things you have to manage when playing extra deck Monarch is when you can or cannot use your extra deck. Typically, you have to do a lot of your extra deck stuff before you commit to something like Edia, because then you are locked from the extra deck for the rest of the turn. But the fact you have the ability to do all that first and then go into your Monarch lines gives this deck a lot of extenders that it otherwise wouldn't be able to. So we have Kuraz. This deck's just maining a Majesty's Fiend because, like, why not? I'm sure that'll come up. 2 Max C, I think this is pretty good. A lot of decks special summon, even extra deck Monarch special summons quite a bit. So having Max C in here makes sense to me. And then we have a small quantum package of 1 blue layer, 2 red layer. We've seen red layer before. Blue layer is just like a level 3 you can summon that just adds you a red layer, which is pretty good. But blue layer is pretty good because it just gives you another monster on the field, so you don't have to commit to a normal summon without it being like a Monarch, and that's what matters most. We're also playing, for the first time, Gem Knight Garnet. Actually, that's not true. We played this in like one of the Pepe builds, not full power Pepe, but like the one before that. This is the biggest innovation with the deck. Brilliant Fusion takes this deck to a whole new level because with access to a card like Gem Knight Seraphonite, one of the biggest handicaps of this deck is the fact that you can only get 1 tribute summon per turn. Obviously, stuff like Eidos bypasses that, but with Brilliant Fusion bestowing you with an extra normal summon every turn, this means that you can now go into like multiple big Monarch pushes without having to rely on something something like Eidos. Additionally, Gemini Seraphonite is level 5, and a lot of your Xyz monsters are level 5 as well. This plus a Prime Monarch can overlay into any of your suite of level 5s. Gemini Seraphonite just does so much. Also, sending Edia off of Brilliant Fusion triggers it to be able to add a Banished Monarch spell or trap back to your hand, which is just absurd and insanely good value, even in the early game. If you go like Pantheism, Pitch, Draw, and then Brilliant Fusion, that is just ridiculous. This may seem weird, but we are still playing a Domain. We're not trying to extra deck lock the opponent, but Domain is important because it reduces our big monarchs down to level 6, so we only need 1 tribute for them if we don't have a tribute summon monster, but it's also just good for the attack boost. Sometimes your opponent just plays a big thing that even the monarchs can't get over, and so this can actually be relevant to have just in case you need it. You can obviously just pitch it with Pantheism, but this is just a nice card to have a 1 of just because we can search it with Tenacity at any point. We got double E-Tally, Instant Fusion, we have a few targets. We can go for Panzer Dragon, which is a level 5, also light for something like Pleiades, or just go for Thousand Eyes Restrict. This card, I believe, just came off the ban list. Suck up our opponent's monster, sack it for a Monarch, seems pretty good. We have triple Pantheism, double Return, triple Tenacity, a triple Stormforth, a Sloan copy of Upstart Goblin, and 2 copies of the Prime Monarch. For the extra deck, we've already talked about the Fusions and Synchros. Let's talk about the Xyz. So the 5s are the easiest thing for us to make between Prime Monarch, between Seraphonite, between Red Layer. There's just many ways for us to get to level 5s, and so because of that, we're playing a lot of them. So we have Adrius, we have Durandal. Beatrice, funny enough, we could overlay Kuraz and one of our monarchs that we tribute summoned using the Domain of the True Monarch's level reduction effect. If you don't remember, once per turn, you can reduce the level of one monster with 2800 attack and 1000 defense in your hand by 2 until the end of the turn, even after it's summoned or set, and even if this card leaves the field. So you could go Aether, use its effect after it's been level reduced, summon Kuraz, and then these are both 6s. So you could make a Beatrice, possibly send something like an Edia or like an Eidos to have set up for the next turn. Edia can trigger to add something back to hand. Just like a neat little card you could have access to, and BA is not the only one that can play it. Pleiades is maybe the best card in here because we have Prime Monarch, which is a light. Instant Fusion for Panzer Dragon is also a light, and so by making Pleiades, you have a lot of options. This can out a lot of annoying things that the deck has to work through, especially in games 2 and 3. Gaia Dragon can overlay on top of any of our big things. We do have some rank 8s because we could take Aether and Erebus and overlay them for Lancelot or for Hope Harbinger, so like that's pretty funny. We have Volcasaurus, which is a way to end games very quickly for our opponents on a low life total. Shark Fortress is another one because it can attack twice, and Super Quantum Mech Beast Magna Liger is also something not to overlook because it just pops monsters. It's a 2600 attacker, and it's a quick effect if it has Red Layer as material. This side, we have some Veilers, we have Flying Seas, those will probably come in for this matchup, a couple Kaijus, another Majesty's Fiend, funny enough, Raigeki, triple Twin Twister. We need to bring this in games 2 and 3 because Mask of Restrict is the worst card that we have to deal with, and basically every deck is playing it. Speaking of which, we have 3 of those in case we encounter the mirror match, and that's it. That's extra deck Monarch. Again, I really hope we get to show off what this deck is capable of doing, because I think after watching Domain Monarch, if you've never seen how Monarch works in this variant, you're going to be surprised with how ridiculous this deck can perform. So ladies and gentlemen, let's not make you wait any longer. It's time to duel. You know, Joseph, I felt like I needed to take Monarch for a second spin. I felt the last time that I played this deck, I didn't do a apt enough job doing what needs to be done with this deck, and that is not bricking. So we're going to try that again for a second time. I hope you're okay with that.
I don't know what you're talking about. I thought last time was a pretty fair representation of what the deck's capable of. This one's a little more consistent, I will say.
I actually think, for anyone who never played this format, this match in particular is actually a ton of fucking fun.
It's a blast.
There's a lot of cool interactions. I probably am not going to remember how to play this match to the best of my ability.
Me neither.
I haven't played it in like 7 years or whatever, but I am excited because I remember taking this deck to, I believe, the WCQ later on. We're still in like March/April of 2016.
You took Monarch, this Monarch list to the WCQ?
Not this list, but I took extra deck Monarch, yes.
I took Burning Abyss Phantom Knight to the WCQ.
Oh, this is
crazy.
Perfect, then.
Wow.
Well, then let's get into it. I'm sure the fans are excited. Shout out to patron Nick Frencher. Thank you for the support. And buddy, I rolled the die. Do you got the hand up?
Yeah.
I rolled a 4, the number of cards I'm not going to brick with.
No, I picked a 3.
Damn
the
it.
number of
All
stars, baby.
We're starting off poor. To be fair, that's 1 extra card I get to draw, which means a slightly less percentage chance that I will brick.
Oh, stop pretending like this one bricks. All right. Oh, this is actually a really rough hand. I'm just gonna set 2 and pass here.
Interesting. Okay. I don't think my deck plays March. That would be nice because I know know your deck has a lot of targeting stuff.
Yeah.
I'll draw. Let's go standby main and start with good old Upstart Goblin.
Okay, as long as it's not Twin Twister.
That's not bad. Let's activate Tenacity. I'm going to show you an Erebus.
That's fine.
So we're going to reveal 3 copies of Pantheism, so I will just skip the step and just add one to my hand. We'll fire Pantheism.
That's
pitch
fine.
Domain.
Yep.
Get a couple new ones.
It's funny that you're playing Domain.
Yeah, Domain's kind of funny because it's like, you don't obviously extra deck lock people because you're playing an extra deck, but having the level reduction just to summon something like an Erebus for 1 less tribute is kind of good, and it's also not bad for the attack gain as well. Having it as a 1-of in here is fine. I also realized Tenacity's the one I just get to pick the card. Pantheism's the one that I have to reveal, so we're going to do that.
Well, at least I know you didn't reveal Pantheism for Pantheism.
Let's go ahead and... I'm going to give you an interesting one here. We're going to go... I'll just tell you what they are instead of doing the macro. Prime Return.
Return is the search?
Return is the search, yes.
So you have another Pantheism in hand? That's kind of weird. I will grab Prime.
Go Prime? Sure.
Yeah.
You are correct. I do have another Pantheism.
Yeah.
We'll draw a couple more. Oh, that is not what I wanted to see. Uh-oh. All right, that's pretty bad. We're going to go ahead and special summon Super Quantum Red Layer. I'm going to activate... Man, that blows. One of the cool plays this deck has is summoning a Zen Mayo and just popping your back row. But I will let you in on a little secret. This deck is not playing it.
Yeah, I was just assuming you were going for that line. You know what's actually really surprising is that this deck's extra is kind of tight.
It is. There's like a couple flex spots, but there's a lot of things you do want to make sure that you have in here, which makes things frustrating. Let's just go normal Edia, activate the effect.
Oh, sick. I was really hoping we'd get to do this. Okay, I'll just strike here.
Edia gets strike. That's perfectly fine. Then Edia effect engrave.
Yep.
We will get back this Pantheism, and that's good because I drew another copy of fucking Prime off of it, so...
Epic.
Get this out of here. Tribute for Majesty's Fiend?
What the fuck? You don't have another normal summon?
I forgot.
Yeah, you thought I strike for nothing, didn't you? Oh.
No, I forgot. Oh, damn it. I'm like, I had the whole line figured out. Okay, I'll just hit you for 2K. That's fine.
Take it.
Second main.
What's surprising is that's actually the first time you've ever cheated.
Yeah, it's shocking, isn't it? Who would have thought? We will attempt to activate Prime. Let's get a copy of Tenacity out of here. We'll bring this back. Well, let's go Instant Fusion. Go for a Panzer Dragon. We have this guy.
God, I missed this card.
So cool. Let's overlay for Pleiades.
Yep.
I'll just pass.
All right.
Probably could have tried to get some damage in, but it's fine.
Raigeki.
Well, I mean, that's how it goes sometimes. I will activate Pleiades.
Sure.
I'm going to bounce the back row. I don't think I give a shit about that. I almost want to bounce the Pleiades back because I could just maybe summon it again. Let's see what happens. I'll target himself.
Okay, this is really crappy that I have to do this, but I'll Fog Blade the Pleiades here.
To make sure it dies.
To make sure the back row gets cleared. My draws didn't go exactly
because
the way I wanted.
You got BAs. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, let's do some specialing. We'll go Farfa.
There he is.
Branch of the Burning Abyss.
You want to read the whole intro while you're at it?
Notable cards in this set include... we'll just go Special Seer.
Oh, that's kind of crusty. Yeah.
We're going to go Dante, mill 3 here.
Cost to mill.
Whoo.
That's pretty
not a
good.
bad one.
That's pretty good. It's gross. Yeah, it's fine.
Let's go Beatrice.
There she is. Did you send your Burning Abyss from hand to grave, sir?
Or I didn't. And I don't have one, so...
Are you saying you're cheating now? No.
I might be cheating just a little bit. I was really hoping for...
You're used to playing Bestials and just hard-making Beatrice, aren't you?
I miss the old days. Whatever happened to the good old days? This is... I was really hoping to hit a Phantom Knight. I will just be completely honest with you off that Dante. Sometimes you play for the best-case scenario, and then you don't get it. Yeah, there's no way to do this. We'll just go combat and attack here.
Sure.
I will go to end and trigger Scarm.
And end phase, I will also trigger Prime.
Prime's fine. I will grab Tour Guide.
She is. Okay. Well, I guess it's nice knowing that you don't have a BA in hand. I'll take what I can get. I'll draw. Standby main. Let's see what we got in here. Some useful things. We're going to start with Pantheism.
Yeah.
We'll go triple Stormforth. And I do have 3 of them. 1, 2, 3 for the audience to see. We're going to activate Prime again. Get rid of this Pantheism. We're going to overlay for a copy of Adrius. Why not? I'm going to go E-Telly. Get Blue Layer.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to sack Blue Layer for Majesty's Fiend.
Yes.
We'll just go battle here.
Oh, you're just making like a big asshole. And you're hoping that the big asshole will save you. Okay, sure. I'll take 24 here.
24. Second main, I will set 1 and throw to you.
About 19 cards that do it. Hey, this might find one. Allure.
Sure.
Let's banish... Ooh, this is hard. Oh, why is it not playing this? You're kidding me.
Are you also not playing something in your extra deck?
Yeah, you could say that. Named Acid Golem of Destruction.
Oh!
We'll banish Tour Guide. Let's go Twin Twister, pitching Ragged Gloves.
It's Stormforth.
Fog Blade for Ragged Gloves.
Okay.
Special Silent Boots. This is where we would make Acid Golem if the deck was playing it, but it's not. So we will make... I don't think I even have anything that clears this. Yeah, you got it. I don't have an out to Majesty's Fiend.
Okay. I mean, Majesty's Fiend in the main deck is not common, but I will take it.
Why are we not playing Acid Golem? I don't understand.
The same reason we're not playing Zen Mayo. You know, we just wanted to limit ourselves.
All right, this one looks a little better. Let's go Terror Top.
I have 0 interactions, so go off.
Takatambo.
Isn't this 2 episodes in a row?
We've all been there. Dante.
Sure.
We'll go for 3 here.
That's fine.
Oh, there's one.
I wonder, interesting. What do you got going on over there, buddy?
Could be anything. Silent Boots for Fog Blade.
Yeah.
And thankfully, this hand actually does something.
Hey, there's the Beatrice.
We'll go set to Scarm affected end phase. Grab Tour Guide. You know, that's BA for you.
Okay. That's scary. I'll draw. Anything? Stormforth.
Fine.
What are you gonna do?
We're gonna activate Beatrice.
You gonna tag yourself out?
No, but oh my god. You know what? Actually, fuck you. I don't believe you.
You don't believe me?
I don't believe you have this. Mask of Restrict.
No! I figured I had to get this out of you eventually. Fuck. How do I beat this card?
I'm hoping you can't.
I'll be honest with you. You made it a lot harder now. Let's go Tenacity.
Yeah.
I had it.
Oh,
I
you son of a bitch.
I didn't want to show you first.
I will say, you know what's actually funny is if you were playing Domain Monarch and I was playing like the straight up BA deck, this match would not be remotely interesting. But
no,
like you have a way to beat Mask of Restrict in extra deck guys. I have a way to beat Majesty's Fiend in like Fog Blade. And that's why we actually get to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Here today.
Says the one who has Mask of Restrict.
Hey,
right
whoa,
now.
whoa, whoa.
Anyway, we're going to grab ourselves a Pantheism. Now, you might be wondering, why did it take you so long to decide to take Pantheism? I'm going to let you in on a little secret. I'm going to set 1 and pass.
I see. Okay, end phase will do this. Do I even send Scarm? What the fuck would I get off Scarm? I have everything. We could send Seer. That would be funny. Send Seer. Does that do anything? No, we'll send Scarm. And then we will Dante target the other Scarm. And then we will end phase Scarm, go grab Farfa, draw for turn. Stand by main. Yeah, this should be the end of the game. Let's go normal summon Tour Guide, activate the effect. We will grab Seer, I guess. Overlay these 2. Go Dante. Dante for 3. Oh, that's a good one. Seer target Dante. Barbar will do 300 to you. Let's go. We'll pitch this Farfa from the hand to make Beatrice, and then we'll go. Oh, you know what? Let's Barbar you for 500 more off the Seer, and that's literally lethal. We'll pitch the Farfa for Beatrice, and then use the Farfa to banish the face down card.
Yep.
To attack.
That
25,
is 75. He goes on about this long-winded speech about how these two decks just have this great interaction against one another. Oh, the back and forth is so fun. And oh, here's Mask of Restrict.
I don't know. You won game 1 with Majesty's Fiend. I won game 2 with Mask of Restrict. We're not really even playing
Maybe
Yu-Gi-Oh.
these games aren't as fun as we're hyping them up to be.
We're lying. We're just lying to you.
We're just straight up lying. I'm not lying about this, though. I have Brilliant Fusion.
Oh, we get to... Oh, my God. All right.
Yeah, we get to see this. This is going to be a lot of fun. I didn't open Garnet like I did in the first game either, so that was step 1. So we're going to dump you. Any other light? Usually the cool thing is here, you can send Edia, and then Edia can actually get back something, so you just get even more value. Problem is, I didn't get, like, Pantheism or anything with this hand, so this couldn't be as explosive as I would otherwise like it to be. I think, unfortunately, I'm still going to send the Edia regardless, just because it seems to make sense. So we will go for the Seraphonite. She is here. I'm going to be honest with you. This hand's a bit of a rough one. I think the move is just set 1 and pass, honestly.
Disastrous. My hand sucks ass. Anything in standby?
Fortunately, no.
Main, you are so fucked. Oh my God. You have no idea what's coming for you, brother.
Interesting.
What's the interesting part?
We both seem to have bricked. That seems to be the interesting. So before you leave main phase, I'm going to activate Stormforth.
Oh, yeah. No response here.
I will activate Ether, banishing Stormforth. And I'll tribute off Seraphonite and your monster.
Oh, yes. Okay, sure.
And we will go Ether effect.
That's fine.
We'll dump Prime Pantheism.
Yep.
And we will special summon ourselves another Ether. And it is still your main phase if there's anything else you'd like to do.
No, I think I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah, you can go ahead.
Okay, so end phase, Ether will return to the hand, and I will draw my card.
Yep.
Figure I should do that now in case you do have Mask of Restrict. It also just lets me play without really much consequence. It also gets my engine slightly online because I have this Pantheism to work with now. So let's start by banishing that. We are going to grab ourselves triple Tenacity, probably. Yeah, I've got 3 Tenacities, so I will just grab one.
Sure.
I will activate Tenacity. I'll reveal the Ether that you know.
That's fine.
You got Strikes, you got Fog Blades, all manner of nonsense.
Indeed.
Where's my Frost Blast of the Monarchs? That's what I really need.
Not out!
I don't think it's out yet. I don't think it's out yet.
Thank God for that. Not that that card was really any good ever.
It was like okay
It was
as a
fine.
1-of.
Yeah,
it was
it's
fine.
okay.
It was fine. I'm gonna grab myself another Stormforth.
Okay.
Let's just go battle for 28.
I do not want that to happen, but I don't have much say in the matter.
Second main, I'm going to activate Return, set 1, and pass.
Stand by main. Alert.
No response.
Get me the hell out of this. Oh, no. Okay. Raigeki.
Ew.
Yeah.
That's a way to beat this. Sure.
We'll banish this.
It's just loading up.
Go ahead.
I mean, you have a monster, I guess. End phase, I will attempt to activate Prime. I'll draw. Stormforth.
We'll go mask here.
That's it. Go ahead.
Stand by main. Oh, come on.
It still does not exactly do it. Go ahead.
Okay. Normal ragged gloves.
Sure.
Whoop.
Oh, I see.
We're going to do what we have to here.
I'm going to max C before you overlay.
You can have a draw, yeah. Like this. Dante.
Yep.
Oh, Farfa. Yeah,
That's not bad.
I'll just Farfa your guy.
Sure.
So that it really does anything. 25.
Take it.
Second main. Back to you.
Our Prime returns.
Yep.
This is awkward because it's a trap, so we have to
Yep.
do it like this. Don't miss doing this on Dueling Book, let me tell you.
Yeah.
We'll draw. I guess we have to try this eventually. Let's start Twin Twister, Hitch, Pantheism. I'm going to target Mask and this back row.
You're kidding me.
Oh, I'm so good at this game until there's a third
25. Oh, my God. Yeah.
one. Well, I knew this was Fogblade,
Yeah,
so it was really a
33.
33. Let's go Pantheism.
Yes.
We're going to pick... Oh, we're actually running out of targets here, if I'm being honest. Tenacity, Stormforth.
You can have Stormforth.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Let's go E-Telly. I will grab our good old friend Blue Layer.
Yep.
We'll go Blue Layer effect.
Yep.
Let's add red. Let's try sacking them both off for Erebus.
We will solemn this.
So we're gonna go yes, because you can solemn the summon. I was like, I was thinking it was strike where I get to chain block, but unfortunately it's not that good. Okay, so we got a warning out of you. That's not bad. Prime effect. Rid of this. Bring you back. I will set one.
Yep.
And throw it to you.
Stand by main. Dante for 3 here.
No response.
Skarm's nice. We'll just switch this to attack and attempt to go battle.
For end of main.
Yeah.
I will store forth. I will activate Aether.
So
Sure.
you're gonna blow my balls off. I'll strike this.
Yuck. That's pretty good. Sure.
Uh,
Yep. It's fine.
ready? Allure.
No shot. Yeah, you're good.
Whew. Simple, clean.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Not that it really matters. Let's go end phase. We'll trigger Skarm. We'll get tour guide. Back to you.
Is looking quite bad for us over here. I'll draw. That's not making it look any better. Normal IDOS.
Damn. I was really hoping you would just never get Eidos into rotation. The normal is fine.
Now his effect is a condition, correct?
No, it's an activated effect.
Activated effect? Okay, we'll attempt to activate and get fog
I
bladed.
think I got some a little better. We'll go mask.
The third mask! No! Fuck, go ahead.
I had to be bricking on something. All right, we'll draw. Stand by main. Oh, jeez.
Yep.
Okay, tour guide.
Thankfully I've got this, so maybe there's a chance.
Ooh, you are going to get many draws here. But I think I just want you to draw less. So you get 2 draws off this. 1, 2.
I already took the draw off the Seer, and I will take whatever you get here, which is a Dante.
We're going to detach Tichiyu. There's Barbar.
There's Barbar.
We'll go Barbar for 6 here. Dante to attack.
Sure.
Combat.
So I'm going to take 17 from this.
I'm going
and
to
then
attack
1,000
the Dante into the Eidos, the little Dante.
Just because you can.
Second main, I will set 1. You are good to go, I believe. We'll go... Did we Skarm this turn? We didn't. We didn't hit a Skarm. Yeah, back to you.
Don't think you hit a Skarm. Okay. Special summon Red Layer. Activate Eidos.
We'll maxi here.
Can I do anything about it? I don't think so. So we will get back Edia.
Yep.
Edia effect.
Yep.
Get our other Eidos. Eidos effect.
I am going to try to Fog Blade the Eidos.
All right, we'll twin. Got Edia to pair with it too, which is pretty sick. We'll take out the mask and the unknown.
I'm going to respond with Twin. We will target... Ooh, this is all part of the same chain, right?
This is all in the same chain. Yep. Your Fog Blade, Chain Link 1, my Twin, Chain Link 2, and now this will be your Chain, your Chain Link 3 on your Twin Twister.
You activated Idea this turn, right?
I used her first effect, yes.
Okay, so you can't extra deck summon. We're going to pitch Twin Twister here. Or Farfa here.
Fucking Farfa off the maxi. Oh my god.
We'll target Return and Fog Blade.
Pop your Fog Blade. Just get it in the graveyard.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure. So you got rid of my return. Mine resolves, mask, and the other thing's gone anyway. And then...
New chain.
New chain. So I'm turn player. So Edia Chain Link 1. I will target...
Sorry, Edia? From what?
Her second effect.
Oh, the Edia was the
Disintegrate.
pitch off the Twin Twister?
Yes, Edia was the pitch off the Twin Twister. You clearly missed that part.
Oh. Okay, in that case, I will leave the Fog Blade on field.
Okay. So just pop the 1 with Twin then?
Yeah.
Edia Chain 1. Gotta be either Stormforth or Tenacity. What do I have left in deck at this? We'll target Stormforth. And then Farfa Chain Link 2. Who would you like to banish?
I'm going to banish Red Layer here.
That seems to make the most sense to me. Okay. So Chain resolves. Red Layer gets banished. I get Stormforth back to hand.
Yep.
I'm going to activate Erebus and Grave.
Yep.
I'm going to pitch the Stormforth I added. I'll target himself.
Yep.
We'll sack these 2 off. We'll go for Erebus.
Yep.
So we'll trigger that. Let's dump.
I'll tell you this. Personally,
Man,
I'm
weird.
surprised that you still have names in deck.
I do. This Prime's going. I'll tell you that right now. Have I? I don't think I've Pantheism this turn, have I?
You activated the
I have
Graveyard
not.
effect?
Because I
No,
don't think
you
I've activated
haven't,
the
no.
Graveyard effect. No, because all I did was Red Layer, summon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll dump Pantheism too. I will shuffle back the Dante that has your Seer.
Yeah, big surprise there. All right, we'll go Seer here. We're gonna grab Barbar, I believe.
I will banish Pantheism. I do still have targets for this, funny enough. I think these are my last targets.
Hilarious.
The choices are Tenacity, Tenacity, Domain, so it's not really much of a choice for you.
Take your pick, dog. I will give you Domain.
Domain is very cool. I get the big attack boost. That's about all this is good for at this point. Okay, so now I have to worry about fucking Barbar. So I got Dante Seer Loop. You got plenty of names engraved. We'll go battle.
Yeah.
I'll hit over the Dante.
We'll target Seer.
Yeah. It's rough because, like, I want to hit Barbar, but you can easily burn me to death if I give you 2 Barbar activations.
That's true.
And so I don't... I think it's worth probably just giving you the monster in that case. We'll figure that out later. Second main. Trying to decide if there's much use for this domain or not. I will prime.
Yep.
As a safety measure. Oh, I'm still under maxi. Never mind.
Okay, all right, okay.
I take that back. I forgot.
You got it,
about
you
that.
got it.
Yeah,
That's
yeah. Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. Go ahead.
All right. I think this is the end of the game anyway. I'm going to normal summon Seer. I'll overlay for number 47 Nightmare Shark.
Sure.
Nightmare Shark effect. Detach Barbar. Barbar effect. We'll banish 1.
Burn me for... Just banish 1?
Yep.
Sure.
I'm trying to think, am I missing something? You've got Aether plus Domain in hand. Attack directly.
4 main phase ends. Activate Aether.
Oh, I get it. Oh, because you tribute summon to the Erebus.
Correct.
Yes, that's fine.
I'll bring her out. Activate. They're the last 2 in deck. Kuraz. Pop Nightmare Shark and Brilliant Fusion. Both draw a card.
We'll go Seer here. I'll grab Dante.
Makes sense.
Okay, still in main.
We are still in main. I haven't seen Kuraz the whole fucking game. We are both down to less than 10 cards in deck. This has been crazy.
Yeah, so you've got Domain plus...
Card you don't know.
God, you played this really well.
I could say the same to you, my friend. You've not made it easy. You know, it's funny what's here when you take away the Majesty's Fiends and Mask of Restrict.
Indeed it is.
Although this game has had 3 Mask of Restricts, ironically.
I was going to say. Let's go Foolish Burial.
All right.
I will send...
Both be at 8 cards in deck.
Skarm. Dark Hole.
Yeah, that Max C is pretty good for you. Sure.
Dante target Skarm.
Okay.
Now what? We will special Graph, special Skarm. We will make Levier.
Okay.
Detach Skarm. Special back Gloves. I wish I wasn't fucking Nightmare Shark locked.
Wait, why are you Nightmare Shark locked? Oh, just because he's the only thing that can attack. I see.
Yes. I
don't think that's ever come up for me. Usually the game just ends. I forgot that that's a restriction.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a way out, to be honest. We're gonna go.
So you're just trying to build up a wall now.
We're gonna go Fogblade
Okay.
for Silent Boots. Overlay these 2 for Master Key Beetle.
Our good old friend has returned. Yep.
That triggers Gloves. We'll activate Gloves targeting Master Key targeting Levier. We'll get in for nothing. Back to you.
Okay. Rough. End phase, we will prime.
Yep.
And we'll draw. That's hilarious. Cannot be destroyed by card effects. Let's go prime.
Yeah.
Overlay these. Let's make Pleiades.
Yep.
Let's bounce the Key Beetle.
Sure.
We will... Does Key Beetle still protect the Levier?
I don't think so. Let me read Key Beetle. No, it doesn't, no.
Just wanted to make sure. I saw the token was there. Then I will sack the Pleiades for Majesty's Fiend.
Jesus Christ.
And we'll clear. Mm-hmm. Second main, that's all I got. Go ahead.
Wow, to think it it came down to a board state this simplified. Guess I should have kept the Dark Hole around. Yeah, we'll special Terror Top.
It's not a activated effect.
Go ahead.
We'll draw.
Yeah.
That is the worst draw in my deck, actually. It's been quite a game, I will say. We will... you still got what? You still got... I don't think anything. Activate Prime.
Yeah.
I think that's my last Prime activation. It looks like it. No more spells and traps. I will sack for a second Majesty's Fiend.
Yeah! That'll do it, yeah.
Oh my god, what a fucking game 3.
That was so interesting. Fuck.
Wow.
Man,
holy crap. Good game, buddy. I mean, honestly, that could have gone either way.
I can't believe I missed something as easy as having Aether, but I don't know if there was an out regardless. Oh my god. What a bleeder. That was I
think it honestly was. The onus was on me to remember Erebus having the graveyard effect. I think it's something that a lot of people just forget about, that he has this secondary effect like Aether does. Like, Aether's is way more impactful, but the fact that Erebus can just grab, not even just himself, but like any Monarch out of the graveyard is like quite relevant. And being able to just give me that extra body that I needed to be able to have a chance to push through. If I would have just went summon Aether, I just lost that turn immediately with the Nightmare Shark play.
That is true. I will say it because I know that many people are going to be like, Joseph, you threw. You might be wondering why Silent Boots and Ragged Gloves are just chilling in the grave the whole game. I boarded out of 2 Fog Blades. I
was wondering what they were just sitting there for. I figured at one point they were just in your hand or just in the back row, but then as we were slowly playing throughout the game, I'm like, oh shit, they're just not here. You just swapped them for the masks, I'm assuming?
Yeah, the masks, and I swapped Cow Cab as well. But there's not a lot of room to take stuff out. I guess I could have gone down on Phantom Knight names, but I feel like every game that I wasn't a part of was because I didn't draw enough monsters, and so I was really hesitant to board out of those. Whew, man. We got to see a lot this game, and what really, I think, the extra deck Monarch, where it really excels is what you saw in that game 3, in which on that last turn, doing the, like, Levia Dragon plus Master Key Beetle, I had to, like, simultaneously, because of the way Prime works, play around both Volcasaurus, Kill Me, and Pleiades. And there's just no way to do that. It's just the demands of this deck are just, they're unbelievable. In terms of what it forces you to do, the avenues by which you have to interact. Were you out of Idioses?
I was completely out. Okay. The only cards left in my deck at this point, there's a Red Layer, the 3rd Brilliant Fusion, the 3rd or 2nd E-Telly, I forget how many this deck is on. The 2nd Erebus, funny enough. The 3rd Twin Twister, and a Flying Sea that I never got to see for you.
Do you have the 3rd Idea in there? You do or not?
No, we're only on 2 and 2 in this deck. So, which typically for extra deck Monarch was actually quite common.
Right. During that last turn, I was like, I have to have you on 2 Idea, 2 Adios. Plus, I have to make this board that doesn't lose to Volk, forcing you onto the Pleiades line. And then I have to beat the Pleiades, at which point I could conceivably win the game. But it's like, it's a lot. And, you know, we've only seen 2 Aether. Erebus, of course, can cycle any Monarch, I think including Kuraz, right?
It can. Yeah. It's anything with 2,400 or more attack, yeah. So I could have even gotten Kuraz back.
So you have a lot of lines to, like, potentially do things. And,
that's what this deck needs. And that's where it differs so heavily from the Domain version. Most people just remember, oh, yeah, summon a Monarch, play Domain, you know, pass, the game's over, right? But no, the amount of complexity that extra deck Monarch has by comparison is just vastly different. And this is why people realize that this was the superior version of the deck, was like most decks that are usually considered to be the best deck, you just have more options at your disposal. You're not as one trick as just Domain Lock, right? You have the ability to access the extra deck. You have the ability to just pivot on demand, potentially, depending on what the situation calls for. Do you need to access the extra deck? Do you need to access the Monarchs? It's the amount of flexibility this deck offers. While it does lock you at times, most of the lock effects, aside from specifically Domain or Return, are usually like locks that are like Eddie is a cool lock because it's only after you activate the effect, you're out of the extra deck. So hypothetically, like I tried to do in the first game, I tried to go Zen Mayo and then go for Edia and then go from there, but that would require this deck to be playing it. Your deck, though, I mean, it's still impressive to see how far, you know, we've seen, like, Burning Abyss. We've seen Phantom Knight. But the natural synergy between these two decks cannot be understated. And they are truly just a match made in heaven. And there's a reason why this deck was so beloved by the community, because it's really good. It is an exceptionally strong deck. And even though I ended up taking this one by the skin of my teeth, this could have very easily gone the other way. Neither of us played perfect. We will not be seeing the last of either of these decks in their current forms. That's for sure.
Yeah. Beatrice kind of brings the whole thing together. Lets you access whichever half of it that you're missing. It feels weird to say that this matchup can be so good when, like, you're on Majesty's Fiend, which just reads win the game, and I'm on Mask of Restrict, which just reads win the game. But, like, your deck is so adept at deep drawing by way of Pantheism that you just kind of assume over the course of the game you're going to find the out. My deck, has so many answers to Majesty's Fiend that don't require monster effects to activate. Like, it is assisted by the existence of Acid Golem, which for some reason we're not playing. But you can summon Beatrice without activating an effect either, because of course hers is a summoning condition and she can test the Majesty's Fiend. It's a scenario where, like, yes, you have these silver bullets that do demand an answer, but both decks have like very accessible answers. And it just rocks. It's just really cool. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
Even
a lot of people really love this format.
Yeah, even like Prime Monarch over the course of 2 turns to Pleiades back a Mask of Restrict is like often good enough. And it's fun. It's a really fun back and forth. I think you got to see in Game 3 just how interesting this match can end up.
I know everyone's going to click out of the video by the first and second game and be like, all right, boring. And then they're going to realize there's still 40 minutes left in the video and be like, wait a second.
Yeah. But that was this format. And, you know, the early scoop from me, the early scoop from Alex, Game 2, very characteristic of this format because you would go into time very frequently.
So guys, that's going to wrap it up for another video. I really hope you all enjoyed. Let's go ahead and shout the patrons for all of their continued support. So shout to Shout1317, Tim00x3, MBT Play Medolce, Moto, Cameron Smith, Pony Stark, The Synchro Guy, Phoenix the Immortal, Dan Manhoban, Richard E. Normus, Draconic, Jordan Coons, Jesse Wood, Chris Hood, Valen Jackson, Little Fadeleaf, Dylan Hunter, Cody Brett's Extremely Vulgar Man, Brody Eastwood, Carlos DT, Flannel Daddy, Inyan Taisho, thanks for the sleeves, Dad, Dalton, Max, Twinkle Mutcher, Matthew Brady, Luabon, Yodabon. I tried reading cards before. It was horrible, and my guinea pigs had to get me therapy. Helios515, Simo's Chaos Cooking Draft, Cheeks McLapperty, Stolfin Amethyst, Wonder Waffle, MBT cancel by all community soon, cancel by all committee soon, cancel by all players soon, Neapolitan, Shrugzix, The Crystal Beast Enthusiast, ITF, and Corvain. Thank you all so much again for watching, and we will see you next time.